of like quote it, but let me see some SCX and them HIPs.
None.
No, nothing.
No.
It was written horribly at the time too. So I mean, sorry. That's all I got.
So many stereotypes. That should be the introduction. Now welcoming all the stereotypes for Black teens from 1985 to 2000.
Let me throw this brood on real quick. Put on some Tower Loc, and then we're gonna
go
be real black
Uggs.
today.
I really
need
some John on.
Boo.
I can't wait. What's up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome back to the Classics, the Cinematic Movie Podcast that takes you back to the iconic films of 20 years ago. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, on iHeartRadio, Pandora,
Amazon Music,
YouTube, BeatNetworkOnline.com. We're all over the place. I'm Jay Alonso. With me, of course, is
David Danger Neff. Partner, it's been a minute.
What's up, man? Look at you looking all not sick. That's dope.
Like I don't even have my Johnny Tsunami hair anymore. Look at this.
No, it's like a mixture of like.
It looks like
bro.
a 2000s haircut.
What up, bro? You know what I'm saying?
You should have it coming down on the sides.
Oh no, it was coming down on the sides. This thing was like all the way down to here, and then like I went. So real quick, yes, I am back. I was dead for about 2 weeks, and I caught the Rona. That was god awful. It was one of the worst things I've ever had happen.
There you go. Dig deep into it, because when you wrote me about it, it sounded like a horrible drama season finale. It was like, dude, I caught it. I couldn't shake it. Death Day is like Friday. Like, what the fuck? What's going on?
Hold on. To be fair, I didn't want to turn it into like this whole huge thing onto the group. Like, I just wanted to be like, yeah, no, I caught it. That's why I'm not like participating, because there were days blended in together. And the worst part is that I was supposed to be super busy at work. So for me to just be like, hey, by the way, I'm taking like the next like 10 days off. They're like, no, you're not. And I'm like, I'm dying. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, no, you totally do so.
Oh, but that's like the ultimate get off work card right there. You call Rona, oh, stay your ass home, please.
Pretty much. Jay, how are you, sir?
I'm great. I'm fantastic. Rona free, personally. But I was definitely thinking about you. And listen, man, like I said, when you told me what was up, I was like, it felt like the season finale to a bad episode. So
right.
I was really like, no, David, no. So I've always called you, checked on you. Same thing when I was sick, you hit me up, you know what I'm saying? This is my dog, but you're here. I'm good. I'm working out. So that's pretty good.
That's great.
Yeah. We have a special guest.
Hello.
Good friend of mine, a really, really good friend of mine. She and I, we worked over at the Bellagio for a couple of years together. When I met you, I think you just had your first child. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was a baby, maybe like 9-10 months old. Now you saw him, he's huge. He's 8.
Huge, like really grown out. It's awesome. Please welcome to the show. Is this your first podcast ever?
Yes, first time ever.
All right.
Pop a chair
tonight. All right.
Thanks.
Please welcome my good friend Ashlee Carlisle.
Welcome, Queen.
Now, Ashlee, I have to comment on your hair because it is fun. It's some of the most. Was this like a whole 2021 look that you were looking to do? Or?
It is. I got so bored in quarantine, and I've always, worked in casinos where you have to look a certain way. You can't color your hair. I could never have glasses this color. So once I got laid off, I was like, to hell with all these rules. I'm going to have so many colors everywhere. So I've got red hair now. It was blue and purple a couple of months ago. So every couple of months, I think I might take it back to purple or something crazy. I got to get in like all this color and non-conformity while I still can before I have to, get a job like everybody else.
I'm definitely picking up a vibe like you would be at home with a guitar, singing some really good songs. Some really
I
good.
can't sing, but I'm going to be trying so hard.
But you can write though.
I can't. I've been doing like every type of hobby to be creative
Just
because
see
it
what
feels
sticks.
like now I can just unleash everything.
Ashley's one of the best cooks that I've ever had the pleasure of tasting her cuisine before. But you said that you got into baking
Yeah.
when I spoke with you before the show. Tell us a little bit about that.
So it started. Panera is one of my absolute favorite restaurants. When I was working, I would get lunch from there like 3 times a week. So when everything went down, I ended up being at home, and Panera is like 25 minutes away from my house, and most of them were closed anyways. So I started recreating all of the salads, and then I really wanted their sandwiches. But I went to the store, I bought some bread, I bought some turkey, I made bacon, I cut up my avocados, and it was not the same. So I was like, I want good bread. I want the bread from Panera. So I went online, I looked up how to make a sourdough starter. I kept it alive like from nothing for 2.5 months, like feeding and taking care of this thing
Oh,
just to make bread for my sandwich. I bought a whole turkey, deboned it, brined it, roasted it, everything. I put in weeks worth of effort for this one sandwich. And everyone thought I was crazy. I'm like, no, I have to have this. I was like, I have nowhere to go. I've got nothing but time on my hands. This is about to be amazing. And it was. And then I just kept it up. My family really started being spoiled with the whole, oh, we're going to have homemade bread every day. And I was making like English muffins. You guys want some bagels? I'll make those too. I made like fancy like Bostock. I got into French pastries, brioche, the whole nine. So every day we're
So
probably
what
baking
does
in
one
my
have to
house.
do to get a bacon turkey bravo from you?
Let's see. I'm gonna need to be entertained. That's what I'm accepting as forms of payment right now.
Entertainment? Oh, no problem.
Yes,
Every Thursday.
entertainment.
You should check out Jay's OnlyFans.
Do I get a free subscription? Do I get a free trial?
It's only feet pics right now from him, but he's looking to expand.
I like it.
That's
I
the
like
profile
it.
pic right there. Yep, 100%. So besides Corona affecting Dave, but he's better now. Everybody's been good, right?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think so. Yeah.
All right, so we got some news to cover.
So we got a topic to cover.
We do, and what I thought was crazy because Ashlee made it news to me. I'd never even heard this yet. So, Ashlee, would you do the honors of letting us know what the news topic is going to be today?
So they have decided to submit Wonder Woman, WW84 for Best Picture. I don't know what the criteria is for Best Picture, why they thought it was a good idea, especially to go for Best Picture. They could have went for Best Costumes or supporting roles, anything else but Best Picture of the year. I mean, don't get me wrong, 2020 was really rough. 2020 is looking the same, but I still think we can do better than Wonder Woman. I don't know why they thought this was a good idea at all.
This this topic is kind of hilarious because I've been telling Duvall, I was like, all right, be nice. I know some people out there probably like this movie a little bit better because I wanted to kick off 2021 on like this like positive vibe of like, there's going to be movies. I want it to be where, because we're so lacking of content, because we're so lacking of just anything and starved, that when Wonder Woman dropped, I was like, all right, this has got to be good, right? That's all it's got to be. All it's got to be is good, and then it'll be a buzz. So I watched Soul first, and I loved it.
That's your first mistake right there.
Oh my God, Soul is so good.
That's your first mistake right there.
And the problem is that Soul is excellent, and like every little like Screen Rant and Movie Web, they're like, yeah, no, Soul is really good. Inside Out is better. I was like, Soul is not made for children. Soul is made for the loser 30-year-old who's just kind of sitting around the house in quarantine right now. This is a perfect thing for me. And then I watched Wonder Woman, and I feel like Wonder Woman would have a better job of trying to win a Razzie than actually an Oscar, because that there's a lot wrong with that movie, and there's just there's so many things that you could cover about it. I don't know. I can't see it being Oscar worthy of anything. I don't know, Jay. What do you think?
Okay. First things first. Your mistake was you watched Soul first. Okay. I knew. Huh?
There really wasn't a mistake.
No, it was because I remember I talked to Duval as well that same morning. I was like, listen, bro, Merry Christmas. Soul is out. Wonder Woman is out. I'm watching them both today, but I think just for all intents and purposes, I'm gonna watch Wonder Woman first, and I'm gonna catch Soul later on. And I did that. I watched Wonder Woman here at home, and then I caught Soul over at my girl's mom's house. I left the house on Christmas Day, finishing Wonder Woman 84, and I was just like, nah, I'm cool. It's all right. It ain't really all right. What it was cheese.
Yes.
It was cheese. It was a nice big block, a nice good helping of Warner Brothers cheese.
It was government cheese, though. It wasn't like
government.
Free. It was
government.
Good.
Yeah, I was like, it was cheese, you know what I mean? And not cheese in a good way. Like Pedro Pascal, I don't know what fucking movie he's in. There's absolutely no reason for the cheetah to even be in this movie at all.
Can someone connect those dots for me?
Why is she here?
Let me know
why is she here.
It really threw me too. And then she just all of a sudden became Cheetah. I didn't even get the transition of how that happened.
Well, she got 2 wishes because, she gets 2 wishes. I don't know why she didn't get a third wish.
By the way, the movie loses you early because the opening scene, which is the scene on her in her homeland,
Sarah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doing the Olympic style, whatever.
There's no point to that scene. It's 15.
But it's a dope scene.
But it's 15 minutes of filler.
But the very next scene is this weird ass USA at noon mall sequence that has nothing to do with nothing.
He's right though, because I actually did rewind it in the beginning because I was confused. I did rewind it. I was like, wait, did I miss something? Was I just
what is this
not paying attention? And I was like, where are we going with this? Nowhere.
There's no point to the opening scene. And then there's this, there's a moral question in there that's like, is this what we're supposed to teach? In the scene when, and at this point, guys, full spoilers. I'm just going to spoil this for you. There's the scene where, she hooks up with Steve, right? Steve Rogers. That's what I'm going to call him. It's not Steve Rogers, but it basically is, right? So hooks up with him. Why was the decision made to have Steve incorporate himself into the body of another man? Why couldn't he just reappear?
Bring Chris Pine back, duh.
Okay, fine. But
why did he have to be someone else? No one else, everyone else has
been
dead for
Chris Pine, duh.
Because now that scene is literally the ghost scene, where Whoopi gives Patrick Swayze permission to make out with Demi Moore.
Ugh.
But she
I didn't want that visual.
Hold on. She gave permission. There was no permission on this one. This was just like, nah, this is going down now. And we're going to be like this for the next week.
We're going to full make-out session with Demi Moore and Whoopi Goldberg.
What if she had, what if she had 1930 syphilis? From way back when.
And now he's got it in the 80s.
Treatable.
And then, okay, so the highest grossing or the biggest box office hit of 2020 is Bad Boys for Life. Right?
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I would rather you get Bad Boys for Life an Oscar nomination before Wonder Woman 84.
Bad Boys were
Bad Boys wasn't that bad. It was good. I liked
it
it.
turned into a telenovela the last 45 minutes.
It did get a little ridiculous,
Me and him
especially
went and
with
saw it, so trust me, I was like, hater.
I know you're calling me a hater, but it was a straight up telenovela. Like it was just
he's
it was,
right.
no, is this my father? It's like, yo, y'all are fighting. Like, why does that matter? Is this my father? Does it matter? He's the one who ruined their lives. And it's like, oh my God, this is like Young and the Restless all over again.
Okay, so we had the haven't had the discussion yet. I did my top movies of 2020. Dave didn't have a list at all.
No, because it's garbage.
What is your favorite movie of 2020? Ashlee Carlisle.
Oh, it's so sad. I can't think of anything. I'm trying to think. I saw Bad Boys. It was good, but it got ridiculous. It was too much. It was over the top. It was a little too dramatic, and it got just
ridiculous.
silly.
Well, it was ridiculous from opening credits. We were ridiculous from.
I held on until they said when I was a rookie and I went undercover, and I'm like, what? Your first 2 weeks as a police officer, they sent you undercover in a cartel in Mexico? That seems so far-fetched. I've never been in law enforcement, but don't like detectives or somebody with some experience get these type of jobs.
That's so funny because I remember being in the theater when that part comes up, and everybody's like,
right?
Really?
God, so strange. I don't think I had a favorite
because the kid's about 25 for sure. So we're talking what, 15 for you?
The fact that for whatever reason we just completely skip over the captain's death, because family. Oh,
it didn't affect me the way they wanted it to.
That's what killed it for me. Invisible Man would probably be my 2020.
Oh, actually, take it back. I did see that. That was really good.
I think that's like my number 10.
It's
what are some other movies that came out? I'm googling right now, like 2020 movies.
Great segue. The top 10, Jay's top 10 movies of 2020 is available now. Check that out. It's great. We had a good time with
it. Y'all ready to cover this actual movie that we're supposed to be talking
about? Let's do that. Let's do that. So, get into today's movie. Did you write the schedule?
I did.
So you chose this.
I chose
it. No. So hold on. So the reason why is because January literally had nothing, dude.
It's the dumping ground.
Like it was awful. So I had the option of because I spoke with Ashlee about it because you were sick. So I didn't know when exactly you were coming back. So at that point, I was trying to fill up spots, and I reached out to Ashlee, and she was down. I was like, all right, you have either the wedding planner or you have, and she thought it was the wedding singer. I remember this.
I was excited.
We've covered that, I believe, didn't we?
We have covered wedding singer. So it was either that or the movie that we're about to cover. And I wrote the schedule, Jay. I'm sorry. 2001 has some really awful movies. Why do you think?
Yes, it does. As a matter of fact, several came out during the weekend that this came out.
Yeah, I know.
And I was like, I remember that.
What dropped? Seriously, what dropped first week of January 2001?
Well, let's talk about it. We're talking about Said the Last Dance. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Original release date, January 12th of 2001. Shares opening weekend with Antitrust and Double Take.
Yeah.
I don't remember either one of those.
Yeah. Production budget was $13 million with a box office total of $131.7 million, 52% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, Double Take. I've seen Double Take.
What's Double Take about?
It's Eddie Griffin and Orlando Jones.
Oh, I hated that movie.
Most people do. I've never seen Antitrust to this day. And I think that's what Tim Robbins and Ryan Phillippe.
I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at with that whole thing. Even the first week of 2001 didn't have anything drop. I'm looking.
No, it didn't.
At the list.
Well, you got to remember. Wait, was this the Y2K thing or was this after? What was going on?
This is 01.
This
is
is
01. So what was happening?
So
Nothing.
Castaway was a top movie at that time. What Women Want was a top movie at that time. Traffic was a top movie at that time. 2001 really drops the ball badly.
That's why this year
when I wrote the schedule,
so much fun.
I remember when I wrote the schedule, I was telling Jay, I was like, Jay, this is awful. This is like one of the worst schedules I'm ever going to write, and I'm ashamed of myself.
Did you feel more ashamed when you watched the movie?
Okay, so we watched this movie.
Okay, go ahead.
So what's there to really say about Save the Last Dance? This was a movie that was supposed to be like that launch of like MTV's film studio, you know. They bring in a big name choreographer, which we will speak about. It was supposed to be like this, you know, kind of this, you know, Midwest girl that goes into like a hip hop community and kind of learns like to do whatever. And then exactly,
she learns how to be just a little bit black, just enough to get her to where she's got to be.
I mean, yeah, yeah.
How can I be more like
her
you?
Her first outfit in the club was worse than the outfit she was initially going to go in there with. She looked like she was going to walk into the club with Bible study. Now she looked like she's a hipster from Boulder, Colorado, and ready to do some. That's how bad the outfit was.
I'm going to say this, and I think this could be the kind of movie that we can bounce around, because if you haven't seen Save the Last Dance at this point, something's wrong with you. But then again, something may be wrong with us. Who knows? But
they probably shouldn't see it at this point.
Don't worry about it. It's 20 years old. Fuck it. Trust me. But what this movie does, and does very well, it perpetuates a stereotype about high school, right? When I was younger, movies like this one, She's All That.
10 Things I Hate About You.
10 Things I Hate About You.
I heard this argument so many times.
Right. And this proves my point. Listen, I couldn't wait to get to high school.
Because you thought
get a fake ID, go to this poppin' ass club that everybody goes to, right? Right? At 17, because I look like I'm 21 at 17, right? And then, not only that, I get inside this poppin' club that everybody goes to because we're not old enough to get into. And they have dance battles. I crowd around a bunch of motherfuckers, we all dance together. I've always wanted to do that. That's not high school, bro. That's fake. That's not real.
Well, hold on. There is some truth to this. For example, predatory behavior between a 31-year-old actor to a 19-year-old actress.
Wait, did you guys go to high school here in Vegas? So we have a totally different storyline. So when you're in high school here in Las Vegas, really where you're going is a strip club. Everyone's going to Little Darlings because you don't have to be 21 to get in there. And you can dance a little bit or a lot.
I'll be the first to admit it. Like, she knows my life. When I turned 18, my first place I went was Little Darlings.
That's where I was at. My senior year of high school. I was there 3 times a week.
I can get in.
When
I can see titties for free. I can do that now. It's awesome.
Right?
But movies like these, though, it's this weird thing. Like another thing that just bothers me completely. Remember, I mentioned earlier that there's a line in this movie that just, it hurts to digest that line, right? She goes, Sarah goes, "Oh, nice outfit." Kerry Washington, what was it, Chanel? Chanel.
Is that her name?
She goes, slamming outfit. Who the fuck told that in 2001? I'm sorry, little man, my bad.
No, he can't hear you. I read something.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm like, who talked like that in 2001? Hey, Dave, slamming glasses, man.
Oh, thanks, brother.
Man. Hey, Ashlee, slamming hairdo, sister. It sounds crazy as shit.
And I thought I was like not cool because I had not heard that. So when I saw the movie and I was like slamming, what have we been
What year
saying
is
this
this?
whole time? Yeah, I was like, have you guys been saying slamming? And I know I'm pretty sure at that age I tried to use it at school because
Only because of this movie, though.
yes, only that's the reason why. Just
slamming
that.
George. Get your 95 ass up out of here.
This movie kicks off in the most depressing fashion ever. There's this movie literally kicks off with a car wreck, and it's kind of this. It's kind of like this hilarious. Like I found myself laughing towards the end of like this opening because of how ridiculously depressing it is. Sarah and her mother running some flower shop, I'm guessing. I don't know why she didn't take the day off.
It's a busy, busy day.
Right. I don't know why she didn't take the day off. But apparently on this day for her audition for Juilliard, as Sarah is a promising ballet dancer, decides to go and go to this audition basically by herself, where her mother is killed from a car accident. Now, I'm going to immediately tell you who my That Fool award is, and it's not the father. It's Sarah's best friend, because Sarah's best friend decides to pray for her before the audition.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, we're doing this now.
That's your That Fool? Oh,
yeah,
man.
No, I'll tell you why. Because afterwards, when Sarah gets acclimated in Chicago, now keep in mind, they are supposed to be in Lamont, Illinois. I don't know where Lamont is, but they make it seem like it's Iowa. All right, they make it seem like it's,
I really thought it was. I thought she was from somewhere like Ohio, some super plain.
I was thinking Nebraska, maybe even Pennsylvania.
I learned today that it was actually Chicago.
So right, so when they say when she takes this long ass bus / train ride to Chicago, and they like make it seem like it's all day, I was like, where the fuck is she coming from? Like, I was thinking New York at some points.
That's where I thought she ended up at, to be honest.
Right.
And I was like, where does this? I'm like, where did they end up going? Are they in Detroit?
So when they finally
it's Chicago.
It is Chicago is where they wind up being, because
Southside Chicago, yeah.
Because Roy, who is the father, is a jazz musician from around the area. What cracks me up more than anything about Sarah's best friend, who is never mentioned again after the praying scene and then this next scene, is that in the next scene that she actually has some speaking roles, she mentions like, so are there like any white people in Chicago? I'm like,
what says that?
Who says that? Who goes out of their way to mention? So did you meet any boys? I'll pray for you, Sarah. Immediately, I was like, immediately, I'll pray for you, Sarah.
White folks,
I'll still pray for you. So then I realized that that's my kind of white people that my family thinks that we're like connected with and whatnot. I'm not connected with them whatsoever. That's why she's my That Fool award, because she's taken it to my personal side over here, because there are white people in my life that act exactly like that. She's my That Fool.
And you will honestly think that us as black folks will be offended. I think it's hilarious. Like one of my biggest fantasies is to take a non-knowing white person through the hood to kind of see what happens. Like, hey, check it out. It's real, man.
She's like,
it's pretty funny.
Sarah, you're in the ghetto now. You're in the hood. Ugh. Like,
wait, I have been in this exact scenario. I'm an Air Force kid, and I was stationed in DC. So on the Air Force base, there was no school. So we all had to go off of base. So on the bus, everyone's white, Asian, what have you. And the school we went to was like in the middle of DC, like the bad parts. And our bus one time breaks down on the way home. And one of the white girls on the bus demanded to know where we were because it wasn't safe. And she's like, we're in the ghetto. She took out her notebook, asked us how to spell ghetto so she could tell her mom about it. And she was so concerned for her safety because everybody walking around the bus was Black in DC. So
I know those Air Force brats.
Yes, and you know how sheltered obviously we can be, and especially the Whitewoods. She wanted, like, she was a junior Karen. I don't know what she's doing to this day.
Been a full-blown Karen.
Yeah, she's asking to speak to somebody's manager for sure.
We live in the ghetto. This is the ghetto.
She's storming the Capitol. That's what she's doing.
Okay, maybe.
Oh no, she's up in there.
You know she was there.
She went through. She was over there. Yeah.
You know she was there. Maybe not the capital, but at least the state capitol. That's where she went through.
At least the first 3 steps, at least.
Also, the other reason why I kind of laugh at this beginning is because there was a line delivery by Roy. And it's just like he doesn't like say hello to her. He's all like, "Oh, you got a lot of bags." Like,
yeah, like dude, he's not a warm welcome at all.
Like he's
did he not show up to the funeral?
I don't think he did.
No, he did. He showed up to the funeral, but
Okay.
then he had to leave early because of a gig they had. And the reason why I know this is because that's the line delivery that cracks me up. He's like, I would have stayed a little bit longer if I didn't have this gig over in South Bend. You're probably, and then he says something like, he's like, you're probably going to miss your friends. That's exactly like no shit, man. I'm fucking
yeah.
My mom is dead. Like, I gotta live with you in the ghetto, apparently.
No. The line was he says the water's hot and the mice and the rats are friendly.
And the mice are friendly. It's like, ugh. Like, where
the fuck do you live? Ugh.
And I was wondering, I'm like, why don't they have better living conditions? I don't understand. Is she not getting?
It's meant to show the ghetto and this white girl in this ghetto, and now she adapts to the ghetto shit that goes on around her, including her
and
father.
it was the stereotype of ghetto because every male is a juvenile delinquent, right?
Man, I could have made.
You got your knocked up teens who was knocked up by a man who was clearly 35.
Because apparently MTV producers were literally like, oh, well, what's the Black community doing nowadays in the 2000s, living in the ghetto? They're probably knocked up and they're probably, delinquents. Well, here's a crazy idea. What would happen if we just throw a random white girl in there? Great.
A ballerina.
You probably died.
Who wind up looking like a hippie from Boulder, Colorado.
But okay, so look, so my issue with the movie is, or one of my mini issue with the movie is the fact that we have this thing with casting back in the day. We have people who are clearly in their 30s playing 17-year-olds, right?
We're talking about Sean Patrick Thomas
for sure. I'm talking about Julia Stiles too. Shit.
They were.
Stiles was 19 years old.
At the time?
At the time, Julia Stiles was 19 years old in this movie.
I thought she was in her at least mid-20s, to be honest.
Easy.
I did not know she was that young.
She's only 39, so if anything...
She did not age well.
She didn't, but she's only 39. So 20 years ago, she's 19 years old.
And how old is Kerry Washington? Was she close to teenage years?
She's 22 years old. She had just finished her 2 degrees in anthropology and sociology when she got casted for this role.
Okay, fine. How old is Fredro Starr then?
No, we're talking about Sean Patrick Thomas.
I'm talking about Fredro Starr.
No, Fredro Starr is at least 40.
30 playing fucking 17. Yeah.
That's what threw me, because when they were talking about him going to school, and I'm like, as a teacher? What is he going to
I'm like, well, hold up. Wait a minute. You put a senior 10 years ago in a whole nother movie.
What's that?
So crazy.
He played a senior 10 years ago in a whole nother movie.
Yeah.
Called Sunset Park.
Yeah.
I have to look
a guy named
I
Shorty.
need to see this.
Also, typecast as the bald-headed hood dude who does
Angry
hood
black
shit.
man.
That's the angry black man, yeah. And he too goes to steps and don't step. He don't dance. He just mugs everybody.
So let's talk about the dancing in this, because
Do we have to?
clearly what happens is that Julie Stiles decides to try to fit in with everybody. And apparently there are white people in this movie. They had to, I literally zoomed in. There was a whole table of white people there. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, I remember that. The people she was supposed to be sitting within the cafeteria. Right.
And I'm like, okay, good for you. You have actual white people in this. And when they go into this club, this club you could clearly tell was remodeled like recently, because everything about it. So I did a little research on the club. This was a gothic bar before they turned it into like this hip hop reggae like
became steps
going on. Yeah, called Steps of all things, right? The dance.
Steps ain't a square dance, Dave. Steps ain't a square dance.
Oh man, they were square dance at one point.
I'm like, all y'all do the square dance.
Yeah, the whole back, forth.
No.
Yep.
No, I don't know. The earlier dancing moves, because she's all like doing one of these, like with the hands out, whatnot. And I'm like, yo, like, shoot her. Like, I don't even.
No, shoot everybody. Because like even when Derek's on the
statistics.
Who does this dancing?
No one. But
who does that? I don't know. I don't know.
Sorry, I don't mean to trash this movie, but this movie,
I don't mean to.
Can't help it.
But when you rewatch it from adult eyes, it's like, this is fucking stupid.
I mean, Sean Thomas literally said, "Hey, I could teach you how to dance." Like taking on a pity case. He's like,
did you see the moves though? And he's sitting in the chair, like, you gotta sit back like this. Like he was teaching her. Yeah, that's it. That's how you dance from a sitting position.
I'm like, nobody does that. Nobody's looking in the club for that person.
Nobody. As you can see, at Steps, people you go to the dance floor and then everybody stops dancing and watch one person dance, and they dance, and then another person come in and then they dance, and then Malachi gets mad at this dude, punches him out, so then a fight breaks out, sorta. Cops come and then.
Why is his name Malachi? Why?
Because he need the most blackest, angriest, blackest man's name you can think of in this movie.
He's the angriest, blackest man with the name of somebody who belongs in the Children of the Corn. Why couldn't you figure out some other name?
And on top of that,
I feel like there's a good logic to this. So if you ever meet a black man who happens to be like not very dark skinned and they have a regular ass name, those guys have something to prove. Okay, little light skinned Mike is gonna be the hardest one in the group because his name is Mike.
You mean Mulatto Sean? Yeah.
Like all of them, any light skinned guy with a regular name is gonna be too hard for any situation.
Pink dude named Paul,
which also has me a problem with this, because all the light skinned people had a problem with the interracial couple. I'm like,
the irony.
An interracial couple.
You are the product of interracial coupling.
Like, that is exactly what you are.
That's how you got here.
You are the product of interracial dating.
It's the stereotype. That one fit. That one was the only one that I thought was really accurate.
All right, so let me ask you, Ashley. We are referring to the Nikki character, played by Bianca Lawson. As a woman, women like these who just kind of just me muggy for no fucking reason,
hating ass haters.
Like, what are you mugging about? Like, to come across somebody like a Nikki, how do you respond to somebody like a Nikki?
Whenever I would see anybody who actually would just out of nowhere mean mug me, I would always play the stupid role. Like, oh my God, are you okay? Is something wrong with you? Are you okay? What happened to you? And then if they kept it up, then I would get disrespectful. Are you mad about your outfit? Is that what it is?
Ooh.
What's the matter?
Ooh.
Are you mad about your hairstyle?
But you put that on too. You wore that.
Yeah, I'm like, don't be mad at me. God's the one who made you look like this. Don't take it out on everyone else. But there are girls like that who are just hating ass haters. I don't know what they're mad about, but they are angry. And if somebody who is getting the attention that for whatever reason they think they deserve, they gotta act a fool. Don't know what it is. Don't know what's in their body that makes them do this, but those are real women. For
And Nikki came out. Nikki came out the gate racist on top. Like,
yes.
I didn't bring the white girl to the Black Folks Club or whatever the fuck you said. I'm like,
why
are you beefing with everybody all of a sudden? I thought you were cool. You're sitting over here with them.
Pedro Star's all like, you see, they look natural together. She is, your oil. She's like,
she's oil better.
Milk. Like
milk. She's oil.
Oil is a product of milk and oil mixing as well, though, man.
Oil doesn't mix with anything, at all.
True.
It's toxic. Literally, at least milk you can put.
But you got to give him credit because he said it with passion, and it walked off with passion too. Like they'll never mix. I'm gonna walk away just hella upset now. Yeah.
Why did he even care? Because most people.
Why is he in steps? That's not your place to be. That's not you.
Like they wouldn't even care. Most guys I know, if they saw their friend with some white chick, they probably wouldn't care. They wouldn't even take it this far. They'd be like, "Oh, so did you hit that or not?" The snowflake give it up. Like that's it. That's as far as the conversation's going.
Okay, moving on.
That's it, exactly. Okay, high five, dap it up, they're done.
How many high schoolers go? Like, what's the bodyguard's job?
I know the doorman.
Like, come on, bro. Like
you worry about the wrong things, Dave. Listen. How does the whole school go to this one club and nobody fucking knows?
And I have to make sure that they're protected fairly.
But no, so police has no idea that the whole school over there was over here.
I was wondering that, and that's one thing, like you guys said, that does not happen in real life. Because I was convinced I was going to be able to get a fake ID, baby face at 16 and get into a club somewhere. Absolutely.
Listen, we live in Vegas. You would think something as easy as getting a fake ID would be like that. No, you still look like a fucking toddler. You can't get in here.
That's exactly it. It doesn't work. And I did have a fake ID in high school. I'll admit I did.
I did too, and it totally wasn't me.
It wasn't me at all. It was only through stereotypes that I think I actually got anything.
Thick, 70s mustache and shit. I'm like, my name was James.
My name was Tanisha. It was such a black name. And it was this girl I knew, her actual ID from a different state, but she was a few years older, like somebody's sister or something. And it worked. I look nothing like her. I'm actually 5'3". The ID says 5'10", which I can't pull off even with it. And I would use it to buy cigarettes, alcohol, and the guys would be like,
I was James
Tanisha?
Jackson, age 34. But I looked like I was
age 34?
34.
Age
Yeah.
34.
And the dude,
I was reasonable. I went for 26.
Thick. I look like you remember that group, The Whispers?
No.
Rocksteady? No, nothing.
The Whispers?
The Whispers? No.
No.
Oh my God, I just aged myself. That's crazy. There's two guys on there that have super thick ass mustache, right? That's how I look.
I'm gonna Google them. Don't know who that is.
That's crazy. I just had to age myself. That's nuts.
All right.
Well, anyway, moving on.
This movie is predictable. Let's just make it easy. Essentially, they get together. There's this other side thing with Kerry Washington and some dude
Her 45-year-old baby daddy. Yeah.
Yes.
The D.L. Hughley body double.
This is statutory rape. Nobody gets this.
I always wondered that. He had a whole baby, and did he have his own apartment? That's what they made it seem like. This man had. He had his own house. Because they're like, oh, you can't take my son with you. And I'm like, where? To his own house? He's a grown man. Why do you have a baby together? Where's your child support? There's so many questions.
You were from Pepsi. You should be getting paid right now.
So for some odd reason, we have that subplot that. The bottom line of that subplot is please don't get pregnant while in high school. Apparently, I think that was the lesson they were trying.
I don't know. I feel like she
There's so
had to be
many
the
of them.
bitter Black woman. That's what she was.
But only for the moment though, because like the subplot's like don't get pregnant in high school. Hey, interracial dating, it's okay. Like
she's
like
like, you had to come take all of our good men. I'm like, are you because you got knocked up by a grown ass man? Like what is that?
You're mad at her for taking the good guys, but you let an ain't shit nigga knock you up.
Yes,
and he ain't shit.
Bitter. That's what she was. I always thought she was bitter as hell.
And then Nikki want to throw the hands with somebody because Derek hit that. Everybody else been like, yo, did you hit that? All right, cool. I'll see you at the assembly. Yep. All right, cool, back. You know what I'm saying? And Nikki she wanted to catch the fade during PE.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And Nikki is a product of interracial dating.
She's mad that she's still in high school after all these years because she has been perpetually a teenager. I have not seen her play any adult ever in my whole life. Have you guys ever seen her play an adult role?
Yes, in the movie Bones with Snoop Dogg.
Who saw
that? Well,
I don't know the two guys who have a podcast.
Listen, they stabbed the pool table. The pool table bleeds. I bullshit you not.
What?
Yes. Watch Bones. It's fan. Send the folks out there. Watch Bones with Snoop Dogg. You'll love it.
Can I do that podcast with you guys? Have you guys already done Bones?
No, but we should though. Oh wait,
I want to be in on this. I've never seen it.
If we're doing 2001, Bones came out this year.
Did it really?
Yes, it did.
It sure did.
Now you know what's on this.
I guess I have to figure out when exactly this movie happened.
I'm telling you, he stabs a pool table and the pool table fucking bleeds. I promise you, it happens. It happens.
26. I guess I will have to look that up.
Yeah, look that up.
All right, let's wrap this thing up. Clearly, the big scene that everybody talks about with this movie is
wait. Because the big scene's gonna be like the scene that Ash is gonna go off. I could just tell. But don't forget Malachi and the boys get shot at. We don't care. Sure. I know. they get shot at. He tries to get Derek to come with him to go shoot back. Derek's like, no, man, we're better than this. You could be a doctor too. Nigga, no, you're not.
He's like, what happened with this whole beat?
He's like, I'm going to Georgetown. I'm not going to do a drive-by.
Yeah, it's like, Derek, do a drive-by.
You're going
to Georgetown. No.
You can do this too.
Reason. You could be a doctor too. Motherfucker, no, I can't. I'm from Southside Chicago. No, I can't. I am a felon.
Like, I've never been outside of Chicago. Like
I am a felon.
I don't even know where that is. Private school in Washington, D.C. I don't even know where D.C. is. That's what I'm
These guys were talking about their future like they were already in their mid-30s, like they actually were.
You could do this too.
Yeah, you don't hear too many teens talking like that. Like, oh, my life is over. I'm 17. I'm going to be a felon forever.
You're 25 in 12th grade? No, you don't. That's not the look. That's the look. Anyway, so Malachi says, you know, you're a bitch, so I'm gonna go without you. So they go off to do their drive-by. Meanwhile, Sarah bitch with the same prick recruiter from Juilliard. That guy's a douche.
That guy's awesome.
He's a dick, dude. I'm sorry. He's just
that guy.
The glasses. Oh my god, annoyed the hell out of me.
Hold on. First of all, he looks like a 35-year-old lesbian. Like, you know, like with glass. First of all, he wore his glasses.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He sure did. He wore it down here. I can't remember her last name. Like, what is her?
Either.
Sarah, Mrs. Johnson, Miss Johnson.
Miss Johnson, are you ready? Miss Johnson, we don't have time for this. Are you ready? Please, can we get on with the program? It's like, can you chill out? Like, yes, I will get on with the program. I just showed you I could do ballet, no problem, which I don't. This is my problem with the movie. Like, why did you incorporate ballet and hip hop together? Like, those are the two things that.
Well, you know, ballet is like the wherever part of Illinois she lived. Hip hop is Southside Chicago. Blended too.
But she's not Southside Chicago.
She's
Why
not.
didn't you stick to what you know?
But she dates a Southside Chicago man, though.
She's Wilmington, Delaware. That's where she's from.
Yes.
She is.
Like, so why are you incorporating like hip hop? Because it seemed like you had a plan at first, and now it's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to show that I learned, from steps that I'm going to get Juilliard.
Because in the first audition, doesn't she fall, like she trips and stumbles or something? Isn't that?
Yeah, she tries to moonwalk and she falls. And I'm like, well, don't moonwalk. You don't have to moonwalk.
During the second, the main audition, when the beat drops to the song, my championship song, I was just like, this song is so cheesy. And it's like, live your dreams and be professional. Well, I don't know, but it's like,
song sucks.
May your dreams as hard as it may seem.
Yeah,
like
they gotta make the cream. I'm like, I fucking hate this song. And it cuts to Derek like
some B-list Brandy bullshit.
Keep going, baby. I'm with you all the way. And I'm just like,
oh yeah, that's right. He was watching like in the back of the auditorium.
And then he could have really fucked it up, but like when she was done. By the way, she did a heel toe. I couldn't believe she did an actual heel toe and completed it too. That was trippy. But when she was done, Derek runs on like, "Hey, no disrespect. Y'all let her in. Y'all crazy."
Like, who are you to judge?
Who are you?
It's Juilliard.
like this is Juilliard. Like this isn't Jabberwockies. Like we actually
Dante's rap group down the street.
This is a percussion thing. We don't have percussions. We have winds and people that dress like swans.
Ashlee, now rethinking about that dance number. Honestly, we're all adults here. We've all gone through our own life, whatever. Have you ever tried to reenact that dance scene?
Yes. I'm not ashamed. I tried because I assume we had this movie probably on, I guess, VHS at the time or whatever it was. And I had seen it a few times. And the chair thing really did not look that hard. And we had some like fold chairs. So I tried it. And then I realized I looked stupid. I wasn't sure if I was doing it right. I didn't have like a big chair. Huh? And then I was like,
did you take a step on the chair and did a rotation above it?
Yeah. And then I realized, because even she does it in slow motion in the movie, and I did it slow, and I was like, this is dumb. And I was just remember thinking myself, I'm so happy no one here is. I tried it just once, but I was just thinking like, I'm just so happy no one else is here to see this because I feel stupid. And that's when I realized that dance sequence wasn't shit. I was like, this is
I can tell you this. 2003 is 2 years from now. So whenever we do You Got Served, the dudes can be on there like, yeah, I tried the same move.
Didn't work.
No, it didn't work. No.
So the choreographer of this movie apparently had worked with a lot of pop artists, and you could really, really, really tell with this dance sequence. And you could really tell that one of the pop influences they had was As Long As You Love Me from Backstreet Boys, because that had to be the inspiration for the chair. That had to be like I don't know what the choreographer was thinking throughout the whole thing. She's like, you know what this performance needs? More chair. And I need somebody to do
more cowbell.
One wave thing on the chair and then spread her legs and then show some attitude, to
and
get
the most fake attitude ever.
I have to say, like if you're going into Juilliard, which mind you, I think Juilliard only accepts 24 dancers a year. Like in general, like they only accept like 24 dancers a year. You shouldn't need like any moral support whatsoever. Like you gotta like be there. What is with her needing like all this moral support just to like get into the audition? Like you caused your mom to die, and then you almost got Derek into a drive-by. Like
Derek almost got himself to a drive-by. He realized black girls a little bit more worth it.
A little bit more worth it than becoming a doctor at Georgetown or whatever.
Malachi, you know what I'm saying?
How's our relationship even going to work? Juilliard's in New York, Georgetown's in DC. Like that's a 2.5 hour train.
You won't last. Y'all won't last.
No.
He's gonna be in DC tearing it up. He would have been
At Georgetown? Shit.
Yeah,
and he couldn't really be tearing it up, you know, because she's a ballerina. Like she's gotta like keep everything fit and tight. Just saying. I don't know. That's just
my breaker.
Takeaways? Yeah, that's cool. Ashlee, who was getting your That Guy award?
A good That Guy award or that guy?
No, that guy, like the guy you actually liked.
The guy you like.
I didn't like any of those guys.
If we could just take a guess.
You didn't like the guy who like spun the DJ guy, like he was trying to be the comedic relief and
Snooki, and he was far from funny.
Was that his?
Snooki.
Was that it?
His name is Snooki. He inspired literally Jersey Shore.
Wow, I did not realize that till just now. I liked him because he was the guy who was like the hookup. He had the fake IDs and the surplus of them on top of that. I didn't know anybody who could equip an entire high school with fake IDs. So that seemed
I don't know how you could be in high school and DJ a full 21 and up club.
That also.
You can do that?
Yes. I mean, he seemed to be like the only person who kind of had it together. He had a job. You know, he was making money. He had a side hustle. He maybe had a realistic future set out for himself. Everyone else, I don't know. How the hell was Derek even paying for college? Did they ever say that? Because medical school is expensive.
Well, he's 31, so presumably
he's grown as hell.
Presumably, he actually has a real job, you know, as an accountant for, you know, some law firm.
No. He's a tutor. What is it? He teaches the cello. Is that right? Or was it the violin?
Fantastic retirement plan.
Ryan Phillippe's like girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah, it would have to be Snooki. He was that guy for me.
All right. That chick award.
I'm gonna say what's her name? Was it Chanel?
Yeah, Chanel.
She was
Kerry Washington.
She was, I feel, for her to be a teen mom, I guess she was doing pretty well. She got good grades. I remember that in the movie. Like, she was happy that she had got a good grade on her test. So I imagine it's hard to, raise a baby by yourself with your grown-ass baby daddy and be in high school and still have time to go to the club. I mean, she really had some good time management skills, if nothing else. So that's fully potable. I have a kid now. It's hard. I don't know how she did it.
Salute. That full award.
The dude you did not like.
There's plenty of those.
Malachi. Why was he so mad? He was just constantly angry. Yes, there you go. He was too mad the entire movie.
Your milk.
Yes. And that was it. He was just too angry for no actual reason. He was just angry and he looked kind of stupid. It was kind of like a cool tough guy thing, but then at one point it was over the top. So he just started looking ridiculous after the fourth scene of being the angry black man.
I don't think he smiled once in the whole movie.
I don't think so. He was just perpetually angry.
Cut that out. His own issues. Cut that out. Is there a scene in this movie that you would cut out?
Probably when she's dancing with Derek, when they're doing the
movie.
Not the one where they're learning. I take it back. So it has to be either the scene from when he's teaching her how to dance with a chair, because I thought that was really weird. I didn't get that. I've never seen anyone do that. And the fight scene that the girls had when they were in PE class.
A slap battle?
Yeah, because I mean, when I was in high school, if somebody got knocked off the beam, that girl was going to catch a beat down in real life. Like, it wasn't going to be no little slap thing. And they for sure would not have left both of them alone in the gym, unsupervised.
No.
After the fight.
Guns are coming out at this point.
Yeah, I'm like, if they did, they would have walked into one of them being beaten bloody by the other. So I feel like that scene, it really brought nothing to the movie besides more of this really could never happen in real life. They could have just cut that part out. What was it there for? They didn't end up being friends.
Does this movie age well?
Does it hold up?
Oh no.
No.
No. It got worse with age because we grew up and realized that shit's not real.
Lying to me, this shit ain't real.
Yes, that's not how high school was. If you knew a teen mom in high school, her life was terrible.
Oh yeah, I knew three of them. I for sure knew three of them. Ooh.
Yeah, right? They were miserable. It was awful for them. And if you knew anybody who was going to like Georgetown or something like that, they were nothing like these characters. The teen mom was still living at home, very much miserable. She was sure shit wasn't going out to no clubs in high school. It got worse. As a kid who had not lived yet, I thought these were real. Like, this is how it really would be if you got pregnant in high school. It wouldn't be that bad. You'd have a baby daddy come pick up the kid and he's got a full grown job. It's fun. It's I can still go to the club. No. With age, it got just so much worse. And then realizing, how much technique and skill it would actually take a ballerina to get into Juilliard was nowhere near displayed. None whatsoever. I'm not like a super big ballet enthusiast, but I've seen a few actual ballets and I'm like, not even close. Not even at all. Not even a little bit.
I like how you broke that down. Iconic scene.
The chair. The chair scene. I can't forget it. Just a pow. She gets on that chair. And it's just so much more than what actually happened. From the over top song, like that song was trying so hard to be like so inspirational and motivating and overcoming, and just sat in it. Yeah, and then the chair, and then when she's at the end, like this or something, or some shit with her chin or something.
The camera pans her and she's like,
yes, yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the one scene that's probably gonna stay stuck in my mind. But then the rest of the movie clouds it and it's garbage. So
Danger Neff, who's gonna get that guy work?
You know what? I'm gonna give it to the piece of shit father because
Which one? Terry Kinney or
no.
Black
I'm gonna give it to Roy. I'll tell you why. Because Roy tried. All right, he let her know that like she was cramping up his frozen food. Like I have a gig every night at a jazz club scenario, and I pretty much sleep all day, and I probably watch a little bit of porn. Now you've come into my life. Now you've come into my life, and now
feed you and shit.
I understand that you're going to be going to Juilliard, so because you're going to Juilliard, and because this is the last month that you're going to be living with me, I'm going to go ahead and make your bedroom like livable, and fix this door and whatnot, and try to be the good dad and try to be inspirational.
When you're gone, I can bring hoes here.
Right. So now you can no longer consider me the piece of shit. I'm the guy who's actually trying. And you know what? That's that guy award, because he knew exactly who he was for 17 years of her life. And then he tried for 1 month and then he immediately improved himself. He's the only person that actually improved himself throughout the movie.
That's your gore.
I'm gonna give it to Kerry Washington because she's the only one who had a career after this movie. I literally do not remember anything else that Julia Stiles was in after this movie, outside of having a supporting role in the Born Identity movies.
Damn, you caught it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Sean Patrick Thomas. I don't recall anything else that he did.
Barbershop.
Oh, you're right. You're right. He was in Barbershop. He was in the Barbershop franchise. Right. Yeah. Jimmy James. That was his name. Something like that. No, Jimmy James. Whatever.
Sound about right. That full award.
I'm gonna give it to the best friend at the beginning of the movie. That's just like, ew, you're in the ghetto. Like, are there even white people around there?
I'm just curious, did anyone else get a sense that Sarah was probably racist before she went there for her friend to think that that type of shit was okay to say out loud?
No,
Did anyone else catch that, or is it just me?
no, I think she's more negligent than racist. Like, I think it's more along the lines of she's probably thinking the same thing, but then she realizes that she's in a shit situation anyway, so she might as well learn. I don't think
Okay.
I can't say like she's racist. It's more like she never really put two thoughts to it because she's probably never seen two black people in the same room outside of watching the TV show Cops. And that's probably like that's the
Oh,
Coming on
spirit.
at this time. I don't think
I'm
Martin
being
something.
White people do not watch Martin.
I don't know. I'm okay. Cut
she
that
was
out.
probably watching like like the Waltons or something if she was even watching TV.
Have you actually seen the Waltons?
No,
What is that?
Oh God, it's sheep and farm, and it's not for me. It's not for me.
Is it a TV?
It's an old TV show.
70s, something like that.
Yeah, it's just
She's probably watching like Gilligan's Island.
I love Gilligan's.
or Golden Girls.
You know what? She could be watching Golden Girls.
Or Golden Girls. Yeah.
She could be that girl. What's next?
Cut that out.
Oh God, a lot. I'm going to cut out the character Kenny because this movie did not need Kenny in this movie whatsoever.
You want Chanel?
Kind of true.
No, you want to dance with me?
There is
You want to get mad at me?
seriously
You want to dance with me?
there is nothing about Kenny that adds anything to this story. She could have literally been talking about the piece of shit father and whatnot who doesn't show up and show the kid, and you still would have gotten the same feeling for Chanel. Kenny is just like, man, he is there and then he's not there, and then it's like
even so, but Kenny appears in the film like a piece of shit. Like when she calls him out from the club, he's going to the club like you look like a creep,
like a predator.
like a predator. Oh, look at my baby mama right there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he's more of a distraction more than anything else. Like there's it's just like you expect Kenny to be the predator because she's already, a high schooler pregnant with a 9 to 10-month-old baby. So
yeah, that baby was big as hell.
He's about one.
That was a 9 or 10-month-old baby for sure. For sure. And no, so in a way, he's not even needed in this movie to show how much of a piece of shit he already is.
True. Does it hold up?
No. The dance scene is awful. The dancing's almost boy bandish. It's like boy.
Wow.
It's like boy band ballet is the way I look at it. Because there's no like rhythm that like gets to the next move. It's just like a solo move. You know what it is? It's almost like a line dance with a hip hop element to it. Like you can imagine them doing the like clap, and then the clap turns into something else, and then they snap back over to do into something else. It had very Christian vibes for me.
You can understand.
That's true.
That's what it feels like to me. It's bad. It's just bad.
Iconic scene.
There's one good scene in this movie, and that is when he decides to take her to the ballet, and you get like the ballet scene, and then they kind of have that like heart to heart moment, and it's the first time in the movie that they actually try to act. And
yeah, but she has an ugly cry though. What am I about to get there?
all white women ugly cry.
It's a really ugly cry though.
Kim Kardashian is the queen of ugly crying.
But she's not an actress though. Julia Stiles is an actress.
She certainly tried acting.
It's one of those,
Let me be fair. It's the only time that she's trying to talk about a real problem. And the only thing I could think about was after that scene is, girl, why are you not in therapy? Because you really need
You need therapy.
like therapy would do so well for you, because you really, really need that more than anything else. And you probably would have had a much better dance again to Juilliard, if you actually did that.
Her jazz dad did not have health insurance. He was not that responsible.
No, of course not. He's he's a jazz player. So yeah, so that's my iconic. It's like they see the ballet scene and then they have this like heart to heart, and it's a good heart to heart. But that is like the extent of it. Like that's the only scene that like sticks out for me. Jay, who's came to that guy award?
My that guy award. I'm gonna give it to the Asian baby daddy. No, I'm gonna give it to. I don't want to give it to Derek because Derek. No.
I think it's okay to give it to Derek in some aspects. You just have to look past the fact that he's 30.
Ooh.
Okay, you know what? Besides the fact he's 35 in 12th grade, he's an all right character, I mean, he didn't dance either, but, at least he sees a path that's ahead of him, and he's willing to take that lead without letting people hold him back, like a Malachi or even his sister. He's an all right character. So, yeah, I will give it to Derek.
All right. Who's getting your That Chick Award?
Chanel, even though she loses point by having the bitter moment for no reason at all, I give it to Chanel because she's a single mama, she's a teenager, at least we think she is, and she's holding it down for all the single mamas out there. So, I don't
know. That Fool Award.
Easily, Malachi. Easily, without a doubt. That Fool times 4. Bruh, you don't smile at all. Like, you don't smile at all. You're somebody, Malachi's the kind of character that I knew growing up that if you didn't see him for more than like 3 or 4 days straight, that nigga's in jail. Period. Period. Or God forbid, shot dead somewhere. Honest God truth.
Yeah. Cut that out.
Wow. I mean, I would say cut out Chanel's baby daddy's whole character, but you need her to be mad about something. Why not be this chocolate burn?
She could have been mad about other stuff when she was waiting in the...
But what's the main thing that Black women get upset about when it comes to their children?
They bad as hell. They don't listen.
And also their fathers ain't shit.
Oh, okay. Well.
You know what I'm saying? So to make this as relatable as possible, the one thing that makes Chanel see her ugly side is when she has baby daddy drama. Otherwise, she's a pretty cool character. She's very open, very honest, wanted to get to know Sarah, though she's white. Let her kick it, let her be down, let her come to steps, hooked her whole little outfit up. She was cool with her. She had one bitter moment because of her anxious baby daddy. Now all of a sudden, white girls is the devil.
You know what this movie needs? Medea. Dude, do so much better.
That's who the grandmother should have been. That was babysitting her baby.
Should have been Medea.
No.
Medea in this movie makes.
I can totally see it. He's right. It's like the perfect type of just enough stereotypes, hitting each one on the head. It's right along with the Medea storyline. Yes. They should have had him for the grandma.
Medea would be perfect in this.
I have to agree.
What was next?
Does it hold up?
Hell no. No, I watched it. I found myself laughing a whole lot more than I thought I would. I was laughing a lot. Like, a lot. Like, I love this line. It ain't over, bitch. I don't even know why I started, bitch. Like, that's how you talk shit 2001? Ugh. Ew. I done whooped her ass. Like, nah, man, we gotta fight. We have to fight again. We must fight again.
We must fight again.
And then she looked there with such a stone face and said nothing for like 10 seconds, like, it ain't over, bitch. I'm like,
and it was over though.
But it was over. Y'all didn't fight after that. And she still got there. So I guess it's over. Hey.
Iconic scene.
I'm gonna say anything that involves steps, including the closing credits. But by the way, this movie ends so abruptly. It just ends.
It does. It's like we're celebrating. Yay! Hey, girl. You know all that shit I just said about you.
I'm sorry.
Maybe they just got tired of writing. They were like, just fucking wrap it up already. Like we're just done with it.
Tired of writing it in the first 15 minutes of it. They're like, oh my God, we have to write a character named Kenny for some odd reason. And then why do we have 30-year-olds in this?
No, it ended like they were writing and they were just like, oh, we have to do this. Or they like, the end. God, we're done. But with steps, anything that involves steps, like I said, steps is a stereotype of high school parties that don't exist, right?
Yeah.
Not to mention even the atmosphere that surrounds steps is. This shit isn't real. You're like, I've been to parties to when, the crumpers get the crumpet doing their thing, whatever, or the pop locks do their thing. That's cool. I've never been to a party or to a club for that matter. And it's a crowded club, but everybody kind of breaks out into a circle to watch this one person dance.
Never.
Never. And there's drugs being sold in and shit. No, never. I've never seen that before in my life.
I have. That happens at white parties. That definitely doesn't happen.
Okay, I'll admit I have hosted parties where we've had our resident pharmaceutical distributor. And that part did seem normal.
Oh, no. I've been to parties where people sold stuff for sure, but not like, what up, y'all? All right, we dancing. All right, back up. Get the shit popping on y'all real quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that doesn't exist. That doesn't exist.
First of all, in the white version of that, it's a line dance more than anything.
That doesn't hold
out. With somebody, and that's when it's happening, right? That's when everybody's off to the sides and then kind of do that. That is a real thing. The whole Grease montage thing, where they like off to the sides and that. No, I've seen that happen at a white party before. Twice, actually. It was super weird. I will never.
You need to invite me to the next one. I must see this.
I want to go.
I'm not really big into human sacrifices anymore, so no, I'm not going to do that.
I'm like, look at these white people names. That's crazy.
All right, let's get into some quick hits.
Some quick hits.
Yep. And here's the beautiful thing about this: there is only 10 trivia things on this because that's how shitty this movie is.
There's nothing special about this movie.
There isn't anything special about it. This is Kerry Washington's first major role. She was working as a substitute teacher at the time and paid so little for the film that she had to return to that job. Consequently, she switched to only elementary school positions because high school students would show up to watch Chenille teach French.
Okay. During Derek and Sarah's first dance practice in the school's cafeteria, the entire scene was completely improvised, specifically by Sean Patrick Thomas, as the cameras caught him muttering instructions to Julia Stiles, even though she already knew how to dance.
Did she?
So this
apparently
it's all him.
Apparently she did.
This is all. Listen, I'm coming like this. You can match me like this. All right.
This movie made $27.5 million in its opening weekend, the largest opening ever for the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday weekend.
And it came out during MLK weekend. The nerve.
The disrespect.
The gall.
The audacity.
Nicholas Goodman was originally attached to direct, but was fired early into production.
And that's it. That's the last one, seriously. That we covered 4 of them, 4 of 10, and I'm good. I don't need to cover anything else about this movie.
Oh, we got one more. I did one more on the Ellen DeGeneres show in 2003. Kerry Washington revealed that she saved her earnings from this film to buy her first laptop.
No, congrats.
They didn't pay her shit.
Damn, her first laptop.
They didn't pay her shit.
That's bad. I want to thank Ashlee Carlisle for joining us.
Ashlee Carlisle, thank you so much for rocking with us today. Thank you so much.
You are so amazing. Thank you so much for hopping on. I will figure out when Bones happens.
Please include me. I'm gonna watch this movie. You said it's a pool table.
You've never seen Bones?
I remember seeing the previews for it, but at the time my mom was not okay with this. I remember, and she's like, "You want to see what?" And it was like hard pass, shut it down. Could not go to see that because I'm pretty sure it was rated R, and I could not see rated R movies when I was 14.
I cannot wait to hear Dave's take on Bones. That is going to be. Matter of fact, I kind of want to watch it with you.
That's fine. We can do that. We can totally do it first video.
Wow. Well, Ashlee, where can people find you?
If you can be found.
Where can you be
Facebook, Instagram, my house all the time. If you guys want to have someone who's going to be a yoga instructor, help you out, get some flexibility, or teach you how to bake, come find me on any type of social media, all that. I've got just about all of them. So yeah, thanks for having me, and I had so much fun. I learned so much.
Sweet. And shout out to my man right there. All been the frame.
Been down. There you go. Say hi.
Hey. Dave, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me when I'm not coughing up a storm. As you can tell, my lungs aren't 100% back. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, David Danger Neff, the co-host here at Back to the Classics. We are having a lot of fun growing the group, the Back to Classics Facebook group that we got going on. It's been a blast, and I totally dropped $50 on both Selena and Duvall to grow the group. So that was money well spent. I think the goal that I want to have now is to get this group to 2,000 people by the end of 2021. So we will be holding more challenges, and I will have more money to give out to people. So get ready to check that out for sure. My guy, Jay Alonso, where can they find you?
I never, ever watch you say The Last Dance again.
I don't think I am either.
For no reason at all. Like, I have no reason at all to watch this movie again. But you can find me on other social media simply at official Jay Alonso on Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter. Of course, on Facebook at Jay Alonso. The Back to Classic Movie Talk group and Movie Talk page is up and popping. Jump on in there and join the conversation. Follow us at BTTC Podcast on Instagram. All the links to all the shows are on there. You'll enjoy that as well. Of course, Turn My Mic Up is coming back. All the fellas are back together again, coming back very soon. FOH is coming back as well. Look out for that. Like Dave said, we're expanding the show with Duval and Selena, so we got Grayson coming up with that. Next week will be a super throwback on that ass. First one for the year. Can't wait, Dave. And I believe we're going to try to get all four of us on the show, right?
No, I think that's the idea.
Bet. So with that being said, we're here all year. 2021 is going to be a great year with this great lineup of movies. Thanks, Dave. And with that being said, thanks for rocking with us. We'll see you guys next week. Once again, a huge shout out to Miss Ashlee Carlisle and her awesome son over there on the side right there. Thanks for rocking with us. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace out.